Before we begin the video, I just want to show you we have these elm trees for sale, Chinese lacebark elm. It's well implemented, it's easy to maintain. After you clip a few times, it will become quite a magnificent tree that's for your liking. Please go to our website. Now you can order it directly from there. Let's continue with the video. Hi, I'm Miltonchang of Bonsaiheirloom. Today I'm doing this bonsai, my favorite actually, of elm over rock. Bonsai with my granddaughter. In fact, I asked her to pick one bonsai to start, and she picked this one. So this belongs to her. So I'm really pleased to work on this tree with her to teach her how to do that. And I think that brings us at the point, bonsai is a wonderful thing to share with your children and grandchildren, to work together to share the value system that you have to them in a very most natural setting. And so I encourage to, hey, buy a bonsai from Bonsaiheirloom, and so that you have something to work with your grandchildren. At any rate, I want to tell you a little bit about this bonsai. In some sense, that's how bonsai should be. A bonsai should be a natural depiction of nature, something that you saw in nature that you like so much. You want to duplicate it here, at least inspired by that, and bring it home closer to home that you can enjoy it every day. So about 15, 20 years ago, we have a group of friends that went to tour China, and we went to the famous UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Huangshan, or the Yellow Mountain in Chinese, where pine trees grow out of precipices in the whole area. It's just a magnificent thing. And I was so inspired by it that when I came home, I went and bought a desert rose rock from Arizona, Utah. You know, you use local material to depict nature. It's an artistic thing. It doesn't have to be from China or anything, or Japan for that matter. And then I picked two elm trees. These are Catlin elm, which is a desirable characteristic. The leaves are very glossy and very small, reduce in size very quickly, and make it into look like two elm trees in this case growing out of the rock. Then what happened is that they grew quite rapidly, and one day I looked at it about 5 years ago. I said, you know, it looked too symmetrical. This tree is almost as tall as this. So I cut it drastically right here. And now I have asymmetry to make it more artistic. You're artists, you know how that works. And the other thing is that the tree appears to be from the rock, but it's not. It's actually planted in the ground and in the bottom of the pot. And in fact, I put some nail to hold it against the rock. This tree actually took and stuck to the rock, whereas this one is still loose. But it doesn't matter. So that's a tree. Now let's begin working on it. The first thing I'll do, Kayla, is that I will cut off the long branches because I will never use them. And the wonderful thing about elm is they are very easy to root. This one branch can be cut into three and make into three little trees.
So you're going to save all of these?
Yeah, so I'm going to save all of this cutting today. And just to give you some courage about cutting without fearing that you're making a mistake, I want you to cut cut off all the long branches. Doesn't seem like it will be part of the tree. In a sense, if you see a branch should be more out there, then you let the long branch go.
Okay.
Otherwise, just cut off, and if you will not make mistake because it will grow back.
Okay.
Okay, so just cut it. And ask questions if you like, anything. Yeah, just cut it.
And how much do you leave at the bottom?
It doesn't matter. We'll cut it again in a refinement, not just click, 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 real fast. Yeah, you ain't got time to waste. You got it. You see, bonsai is really easy. Just remember, forget about the damn rules. Just do your thing and don't worry about making a mistake. If you made a mistake, nature will take care of itself. The tree will grow to recover and it'll give you another opportunity to refine it. That is the principle Bonsaiheirloom is trying to promote, to encourage people taking on bonsai. It's not something that takes a lot of training or rule following, but just do your thing. sorry, it does take time, but that's what you have to do with your bonsai. But not the tedious wiring that really kind of kills the interest. The point I want to make is that wiring is a very great technique, but you have to learn how to do it right. But on the other hand, from my standpoint, I'm using the clip and grow method. I reduce a tree to its basic structure and then clip them out really fast, and then it will grow back to get the shape I want eventually. It's a subtractive and then additive manufacturing, essentially. Come to the front and do it.
Okay.
Just like these are really long, just take a bunch and cut it. Yeah, yeah. Now, while she's doing it, I'll tell you that, let me brag a little bit about Kayla. She just graduated from Northwestern Biotech, I guess.
North just
What's that?
not biotech.
Yeah, what's that?
Just like
Hmm?
just college.
Okay, she's
That's
got
university. Yeah.
got a broad general education, and then she got accepted into the Mayo Medical School. Is that how they call it?
Mayo Clinic, yeah.
Mayo Clinic Medical School in Minneapolis. And just to brag about that, they accepted about 56 students out of 800 applicants. So she's one of the elite. Damn Asians. Such good students. But in honesty, she excelled in high school, almost any subject. She's very athletic. She plays the local volleyball team, and she's just good at everything she does.
Thank you, Gong Gong.
She calls me Gong Gong. In Chinese, that means grandfather. Mother's side, grandfather.
Yeah.
And the father's side, grandfather is called Ye Ye. So my son's children call me Ye Ye. Yeah, just,
Everything.
yeah, click, 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 and get going. You're doing fine.
Do I do them shorter or this is fine?
That's fine. Because the next one, when we do the fine tuning, we'll cut it short. You can cut even a little closer to the bottom.
Closer?
Yeah, there's so much growth.
Yeah.
This is our treasure for propagation.
So you're gonna replant all of those?
Yes, because I want to replant all of this because I want to offer this for sale in our catalog. Eventually, Bonsai Heirloom need material. Maybe I should do it alongside you, but anyway.
Yeah. So do you pretty much never buy seeds anymore if you just reuse all the...
Well, I don't propagate all the material now because I have so much good material, select cultivar that are hard to find. And I still buy some material from the trade, in a sense, a nursery to start bonsai. But generally, I now propagate my own select material. I've been experimenting different techniques that make it work. Some of the materials are really hard to propagate, but I'm gradually learning how to do that. And so eventually, we have unusual material to share. Okay, so now let's work on this smaller tree. You can see it was cut off right here about 3 years ago, and that tree was about the same height and same as the other one, but now it's look like it's a much smaller tree. Okay, now let me show you, Kayla, to get started on how to cut this. So when you prune a tree, what you do is that you study the tree to say what's the roughest shape I want it to be. So, for example, this tree will be like here, right? The top clump, and then the branch, and then the branch, and branch, right? And so you visualize that and you cut it in accordance to eventually get it there. And so you always start with the top, the apex. The apex just means the top. And there's a tendency to not wanting to cut off too much. So the apex gets taller and taller, get you out of your design. Okay, so what you need to be is pretty drastic, cut it back so it only increases height a little bit at a time.
Okay.
So the tree will grow a little higher when it matures, even when it matures. So what you do is you take this, and the way you work the clip and growth is that if you want a branch to come out this way, you cut it just above the bud. So then this branch will come out. And it may come out this way, but you say, no, I really want it to go that way, then you cut it off there, then it'll go that way. So it will just conform to your wish over time, almost any direction. Okay, you like it to start out the right direction, but even if it's not, if it's going the wrong direction, you cut it, it will come back. Okay, so now the other thing you want to do is reduce the density, because otherwise it gets too thick.
Right.
So now, if you study this tree, you have one possibility, like this is the top, you really gain about 1 inch from before. So one extreme example is you can cut this off.
Because you don't want it to get higher.
Yeah,
here.
now this become the apex part, and then this will come out this way. You see, you did not increase any height.
Right.
And in the meantime, the trunk thickens, so that makes it look really, really nice. So like this branch is going this way. It's kind of like, it shouldn't be. It should be more towards seek light, away from the main branch. So you do a little clipping. So you just keep doing that. And over time, it will show that you're emulating nature and to make the tree enjoyable and likable, because you're trained by nature to see the tree certain way as being a good way. And in fact, it's done by nature to train you. You don't know that. Like this is a nice little lower branch.
Yes.
And I don't need this branch, but on the other hand, if I cut it off here, it may fill out this hole, make this branch a little bit more spreading. So like, here's another example. The tree is growing the top. You really don't want this to go this way. You want it more towards that way. So you just cut it off right here. So that in the future, it'll be more going that direction. And you also want to thin them off so that when it grows up, it wouldn't be too cluttered.
Right.
Because you want to see the branches, the beautiful branches, rather than a big lump of green, which most fancy bonsai look like, because people want to show off their skill in growing trees, but in reality, they make their trees look so unnaturally green and perfect. You know, nature is not perfect. You know, I think if you can capture the imperfection, the nice imperfection in a way, then I think you really become a true bonsai artist. And if you look at my bonsai, none of the trees are alike. Every one, you know, I capitalize on their natural growth habit. Like this one, this branch is going this way. This is too far. I'd rather have this be the lead, so I cut it off. You know, if I made a mistake, whoopee, that's okay. It will come right back.
And here you want it to go out forward.
Yeah,
right?
because
So you cut these.
because the tree comes up this way, it wants to spread out, and then that goes out this way, spread out, right? And right now, like this part's a little short, but it will come out. Like actually, like this branch, I really like, and I'd rather not have it go backwards too much. But let's for now. So like this one, I think it's okay. I would make it more fill this hole. I really like this branch to fill this hole, right? Because there's nothing here. So I will let this go. So I work on this one for sure that I want to keep, and I work on it. Then I see what happened to the next branch to see what I want to do with it. Like if you look at it, see, this is really grotesque in a way, right? So I cut back quite a bit. Like I really don't want this to come further this way, so I cut it here. So really the best possible design is this way, and then this one here, and then a little bit of here. Like I cut it here to encourage growth coming out this way. See, next time it will go that way. not quite, but each time you improve some and let it go zigzag, eventually zag in the right direction. You see how it's now
Yeah.
1 tier, 2 tier?
Yeah.
So when I'm gone, you will know how to prune it yourself.
And if you cut it at do you cut it at a certain angle to have it grow a certain direction, or?
Yeah, and what you do is you cut it right above the bud. Like if you want this one to grow this way, you cut it above here. But if you want this branch to go this way, you cut it above here.
Okay.
Right? Like right now, I don't want it to grow too much that way. I want to start to grow this way. Right? So this way, this one you can see it's kind of long. If I cut it here, it will now fill out here. And like this branch is out of nowhere, so I cut it. So now let me work on this branch in the sense of one lower branch at a time. So our little handy dandy clipper actually can cut relatively thick branches. So like this tree, like this is going too fast, too big a curve, and this is kind of too far away. So you compromise by using what you got, not wanting to go quite that far. So I cut this off, and I let it grow here. So it's not as out of the way. And like this one, I like a little bit of here. You see now it looks a little bit more natural.
Yeah.
Right? So you just go down branch by branch. Like this one, it's in a way apex. And this one is going this way. So you kind of want this one to grow the same away from the rock. So for example, I can cut here. Now you can see there's almost rhyme to go this way as this one. Not quite, but every tree is a little different. Doesn't have to be exact. Like this is a little, I broke here, so I just cut it. We really want this branch to go out this way, and this one comes this way, but not too far. Should be shorter than this one. So let me just cut it off here, and this will shoot out here. Okay, so this is pretty much done on this side. You can see when there was so much foliage, you wouldn't know what to do with it, but now you can see. But you can also see the nice moss growing out of the rock. The rock is quite porous, so I stuck some moss on it, and it took. And in the wintertime, the whole thing is green. It's just really beautiful. It's okay because it's not really going anywhere.
Okay.
But on the other hand, you can see that nail didn't take. See, there's the nail.
Yeah.
So I can theoretically pin this on more with a bigger nail, and it will grow into the rock.
Yeah.
It kind of captures the rock. So I do a little bit more, and then we go on the other side. You can start off the other one. In the meantime, pay attention so you learn what I'm doing.
Okay.
Like this tree, you don't want to go too far because that's seed like this way. So you cut it back a little bit. There's no way without, this branch would grow. So you cut it off because a branch needs light to grow. You see, it's pretty quick. Actually, we're almost done with half of the tree, even though it's such a big, complicated tree. And now, again, this is sub-apex. You want to kind of like, nature has trained you that you wanted to rhyme. If this is kind of going this way, you want this to go in the same way. So what you do is say you take this, like this is coming up, that's the apex. You cut it. And then this will shoot out here. So that's your mini apex from here, from this branch. It's hard to see exactly what I'm doing, but on the other hand, it's not the detail you want to pay attention to, because the detail you can extrapolate, but listen to the principle I'm trying to share with you, and then you come up with your own methodology to capitalize on the principle and doing it your way. So that's what I'm advocating you to do. Like this tree is coming out this way nice. I think this is okay, but I don't really want to keep going like this, so I cut it here. Next time it will be here. Like this, I think this is a really interesting curve. You see?
Yeah.
And then this will grow out for me to do this branching. And like this one, where do you think I should go? I think this part way too long,
Yeah, it should go that way. Right?
but I think this way, like you say, is good.
Yeah.
You see? Like this is probably should be a little shorter because then it can. Okay, last big branch, big mini branch. Like this, like you can see this branch comes this way and this branch goes that way. You should really see light coming this way.
Okay.
So you cut it off. Always think about seeking light.
Okay.
Light is resources for the tree. It's always seeking light, just like we're always seeking food and wealth, because that's our preoccupation, because that's our lifeline. And the trees are always following that passion of their lifeline. But, don't overdo your passion because then make you do the wrong thing. Like, what do I do with this? I think this need to have a triangle, so this one need to come out long. So I let it grow a little bit longer than I usual.
Okay. Yeah, looks great.
Okay, now take a look at this tree on this side. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video so far. We got a lot more going on. This is about halfway. Please click like if you like my content, and subscribe to our channel, tell a friend, and more importantly, go to our website and sign up to become a VIP for goodies. You can see now each branch, and each time you clip it, you get a little turn. And after 10 years or so, it just really, you can't duplicate it by speeding it up. And since we're at it, I want to show you about this pot. About 2 years ago, I took this bonsai to a bonsai show. And in the course of moving, it's close to 100 pounds. It actually dropped and it cracked the pot. So I was scrambling what I do. It was a very nice color pot, actually. And I wound up finding this unglazed pot in my collection that has no holes in the bottom. And this is about a year and a half or 2 years later. You can see the tree is thriving. There's a big misconception, don't overwater your bonsai. And I tell you, I kill a lot of bonsai by keeping them on the dry side. Today, I put my regular soil mix, which I promoted on our website, and I water every day. And for the shallow pots, I actually soak them in water. And the point is that trees don't die after it rain on for 3 months. But a tree will die if it's sitting in no drainage mud, that it doesn't get any more oxygen, deprive its oxygen by rotting. So it is totally correct assumption to overwater your plant, but don't let it sit in water. And in this case, it may sound terrible that I have no drainage holes and keep the water filled. In reality, there's not much water because it's filled with soil. So the water evaporates, air goes in, keeps the root healthy, and it's very healthy. With that in mind, your turn to do the bigger one, the tougher one. Start from the top.
Okay.
So this is the top, the tallest point. So that is the apex. The apex may not be directly up the tree. In this case, it's off the tree, but that's okay because the apex are distributed actually, right?
So is this going to be the taller than this point?
Yeah. Well, it is taller than this point.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So remember, don't let it grow up too tall all at once. Just so feel free to prune back. You cannot make mistakes.
So maybe I'll cut it here.
Sure, you just go for it.
You think more?
Yeah,
that it
okay.
doesn't get too
And then this will grow out. So it looks terrible now, but in a couple months, in fact, what I'll do is I show this tree 5 weeks from now, and then 3 months from now. And so this will become a nice, if you do the next cutting. Okay, now keep going.
So this should come out this way.
Yeah.
Do you think these should continue out this way or no?
Yeah, well, you decide.
This is maybe too long.
You know, trees should spread out, right?
Yeah.
Top and then wider and wider.
What do you think?
Well, just think of it like this, like this tree is here, it should really go this way. It shouldn't go this way too far,
Oh, okay.
right? So you cut it right below the one branch. So this should not be here. And then if you cut this off, it becomes very obviously, it should be here. You see how now this tree comes out and start to go this way. And I probably don't need that kind of going on top. And then to spread out. Or you can even cut this off here, and this will come out this way. Right, so I think you define. So this is your design, this branch. Now, you will have this branch coming down. You don't want this to be too, so this is good. You can see this branch is good looking.
Yeah.
You see, so this is nice, but this is kind of like going too far.
You want it to come this way.
Yeah, so you want it to come this way, but you kind of want it to grow out this way a little bit too, right? You want to reach out. So you cut this. Now you can see, oh, maybe cut this off, right? Yeah. And like here, like this is way too close.
Yeah.
I cut it. And then this is pointing up. I don't want something pointing up because I want it to reach out.
Right.
A flat branch.
So you cut this on the top?
Yeah, I think this is kind of interesting, and that's kind of interesting. Right, so if this comes up, I really don't want this to go too far towards
You don't
this.
want that one, right? Yeah.
So you already got one branch done, almost. And you can see what's going on here. This one is coming down. If it comes down, it shouldn't be coming back up, right? There's a branch going down, which is nice, but it's kind of going backwards. So just for the heck of it, let me be drastic. If I cut it this way first to see what happens. Now you can see it's no longer cluttered.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you can let this grow a little bit and then go that way. So with that in mind then, I may even make this a sub-apex. Like this is, we're going way too far. This is good. So that's pretty much this part of the tree. Look at that.
Yeah.
Right? And then like this branch is coming out of nowhere, so I cut it. That could be your first cut, right? Like this tree, this branch is bumping into that branch.
Yeah, so you don't want it to go that way.
Yeah, so I cut it.
Like here?
Yeah. Right? Now it's starting to look more natural, and then I cut it here, it will branch out this way. And then this one, I can let these grow in the back. Like this one, just to save a little bit.
Yeah, I like that one.
Like this should be here. Yeah, this is kind of too long.
Okay. Okay.
And shorten this a little bit to have more asymmetry. So each branch, after the initial cut, you cut it very thoughtfully. And you're not going to do it right in the beginning, and yet you do it slowly in the beginning because you're learning. But like me, I've done it so many times over 50 years. I can do it very quickly and without worrying about mistake because I also have backup plan to give it a chance to recover. So like this branch is going too far. I really rather like to be this way. So maybe I can do a little bit of that.
Yeah.
You want to try the next branch?
Yeah,
How about
sure.
try this one?
Okay.
Let me finish this one.
Yeah.
So like this branch, it shouldn't be going back to bumping to that. And this should not be going back to bumping to that. Okay, I did a quickie. Okay, now you do this branch.
At the top here?
Yes, always start with the apex. And don't cut too quickly.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So this one's coming up, which I don't think we want, do we?
Well, I think if you cut this off, that becomes the apex, which is kind of a nice little curve.
Okay.
Try this, cut off this branch right here. So you can see this branch would spread out right here, so it may become that. Right, and then this branch is going down, so you can cut this off. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Now you can keep going. Like what you want to do with this one. Like my guess is that probably here, let it go out this way.
Okay. Like here.
A little, right at the bottom, yeah. You can go down a little bit harder, yeah. Now you can see this
Yeah.
shouldn't be coming up, so cut that off. Yeah, cut close to the bottom.
Closer.
Yeah, this one you can pull that off.
And what about this way?
Yeah. Like this actually two separate branches, so what do you want to do? I think cut off here would be good.
Yeah, here?
Yeah, above, yeah. Yeah, and cut out, pull out this one.
Yeah.
So now you have a branch coming up, coming down that way, this way, right? Okay, now this branch is bumping close to this, but this is good. So you probably want to get rid of this one pretty much.
This one?
Yeah, cut it real short, but there's not much to cut, so just get rid of it.
This whole thing?
Yeah, let me cut it. It's kind of a little thick. I chicken out. I'm doing this. Hopefully this part will shoot out this way rather than bump into that one. Now you can do this branch. Like where do you want this tree to be? This branch?
I think coming out here. Right? So would I cut off these?
Cut off that one.
Yeah.
The one behind.
This one.
Yeah. So that will fill out this hole.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't want this to bump into that one. So you can cut it off here for this one to come this way.
Here or at the bottom?
In the bottom.
Here?
Yeah. You see now if you cut this piece off, now you can see very obviously what you want to do with it.
Should I cut these off? This?
No, you need a branch to go on
Bring
the
that
side.
Okay.
So I'll probably cut this off. And then this turns out to be a good branch, so let me cut this. Hopefully it will force out. And you don't want this to be pointing up. So this branch, now you can see this tree has some of a triangle. And like now this one, you can see this is coming out this way. You leave a little space for this to shoot out. So what do you do with this? This is way too long, but it's nice to have a branch going this way to cover this hole. So you cut a butt here. So this will fill out. And I think this is nice. Then if you cut it here, this will come out nice. And then now this branch, yeah, this is kind of going backwards. So this just let it be, let it thicken before you decide what to do. And then this one coming out, this is nice, but you want to fill out this hole. So maybe you cut this off. Like if this is the top, you want this to be longer. So you're pretty much done. You're almost half done with this whole tree. See, it's starting to take shape, huh?
Yeah, that's great.
Like this branch is really grotesque.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of does a curl like that. But you know, you want to have some grotesqueness to make it special.
Mm-hmm.
And so try to utilize these unusual branching that occurred and to take advantage of it. Like this one, it will be going back too much, so you let it cut it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're nudging nature to get to make a good design, but you respect the nature so it will come out, has some say, and yet it reflects your thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So like this tree, that's a really nice branch. But what do I do with this, you know? It's kind of like in a way. So I cut it short to start over. So this will shoot out for me to decide what to do next, right? So I'm capitalizing on this branch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, at the end, I'll have one drastic decision to make. Is that after all of this nice and turn and figure out what they should look like, we may decide to take a drastic cutting because from a big picture standpoint, from a micro standpoint, it's looking good. From a macro standpoint, the design is really out of whack because it's undergone so much change,
Yeah.
it forgot its path. Like we human too, we go in and out, in and out our daily affair, and pretty soon we forgot what the hell we're doing and wind up doing the wrong thing. So you need to kind of restart, question yourself to restart from time to time, to reset. And that's called reinvent or re-engineering yourself. And I do that all the time. Wake up middle of the night thinking how could I have done things better, including bonsai. Look at this. Now what do you do with this branch? This could be an interesting discussion. Yeah, what do you think? Where should I cut?
Maybe we don't want it to come too high. You want it to
No,
come out more?
that's right, because the bottom branch you need to spread out.
Right. So maybe we cut up here.
Okay, well, that's for sure. But look at this branch. It's coming in out like this, and it's kind of reaching out like that.
Yeah.
So you can be drastic, let it reach out like that. But at the end, when we look at the overall structure,
Right.
we may decide to cut it off.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I think this is an interesting curve that's keep going. Now you can see this branch is keep going, but then it's going too far.
Yeah.
So I cut it. And now let me work on this one. That's the bottom. We should always start from the apex.
Okay.
Because the apex is the most important part. That's the first thing you look at of a tree. And also, from the bottom up, there's not much you can do at the top, at the end. But from the top, you got plenty of opportunity to change the bottom. I don't know. That's my quick answer. I don't think I got it right necessarily. So now this tree is very interesting. This top is getting close to the mountain top. I really like to keep it a little shorter if I can,
Yeah.
right? And this is the culprit is coming up. So in fact, just for the heck of it, you see, you have to be drastic. I cut it. Now you can see this part is lower, and it's my apex. So in fact, I will cut it right here. So that became the little apex coming up. So little apex like that in 2 or 3 months, I can make it into a nice apex with the branching. So I don't want this to be up here because that wants to be the apex.
Right.
So now you can see someday this comes up and this branch coming down. And a hanging tree branch is always very intriguing. Well, next time you were spending 75% of the time pruning, I spend 25% of the time commenting.
Okay.
Today we do the reverse because this is your first time.
Yeah. I need to observe a lot.
Yeah, I think you're soaking in, you're a quick learner, so you should know. So this is Catlin elm, and which is in the Chinese elm, parvifolia. And I believe it's developed by somebody, I was going to say in California, but I'm not sure. And it's a really, I hate to say this, but it's actually the same as all the trees in China used for bonsai. It's the same variety they picked. He might have brought it back from China, but he named it. So it's called Catlin, Mr. Catlin. I think Jim Catlin, I'm not sure. It's actually very similar to the little elm tree I did in Hong Kong with my father, golly, 60, 70 years ago. Almost done. Please be patient. Need some little attention. Like, what do I do with this? I think it wants to continue because it needs to be a little long. So I mentioned earlier on working with my father. That brings up the point. My father was more of a sailor, merchant sailor, so he didn't spend much time with me. And of all the time he spent with me, one memorable one was that he and I went to the beach and picked up a beach lava rock, in which is quite solid in Hong Kong. And we drew a hole in it together as a project and put a little elm trees in it. In fact, that is the same Catlin elm as I'm seeing now, although it was not named Catlin. And that really got me interested in bonsai. And we kept it on the veranda, which is your equivalency of apartments, patio or on a veranda in a apartment. And we kept tree alive until I left for college. And that really got me the beginning of my journey into bonsai. And that really reminds me doing this tree with Kayla. It's really get her started. She may be busy with college. She has 8 years worth of training to become a surgeon. But on the other hand, it will be in her memory. Remember me how I taught her and pontificate in the meantime. And she may or may not agree or remember, but
I will.
okay. So, but that's how I wound up picking up bonsai when I was starting my business. It was really, really stressful. And it points out to the benefits of bonsai as a relaxing tool to manage stress. That's why I want to promote bonsai and also to promote Asian as a normal, everyday American. Let's see, this one I have to be a little careful. Right now I decided this is the apex. So what I'll do is I'll probably pull this down to make a lower branch. So I don't want it to be too tall. So what you don't want to do is that lose track of what you're doing. But this branch is really looking a little grotesque. It should really coming out here. But okay, here. But I shouldn't let it go further. Well, you know, I want Kayla to learn from me. And then I want her to reject what I teach her. Well, first she has to understand what I say, and then reject what I say and build on her own. And pretty soon she will have her own style, own personality, own everything. I'd expect her to go much further than I do in bonsai if she ever takes it back up again. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Always pontificating. Okay, now this tree is kind of really interesting coming up, but it's really kind of a little too long. So if I cut it off here, see, look at that, how interesting this is. And maybe this is going too far, maybe I'll do this. So that brings up the subject of how I learned bonsai. In the Asian system, like if you want to learn calligraphy, you want to learn everything stroke by stroke following the masters, in a sense, the tradition. You don't vary one iota from it. But once you get good at calligraphy, you throw away everything you learn and develop your own style. And that's when you really get admired. And so what I did is I learned from the masters, the traditional masters, John Naka, the father of American bonsai, Chinese, Japanese American. He's really a gentleman. He will teach anybody who's interested in bonsai, never mind you're Chinese or otherwise. And so that's how I learned. And then I think, I did not accept the traditional wisdom, conventional wisdom, but rather extrapolated it. I took what I learned from John and others and extrapolated. I asked them questions all the time to learn. And eventually I developed my own style. And right now I'm sharing with you quite selflessly to teach you how to do bonsai, because I think it's a great hobby that you will benefit from. And I hope more people start business the right way, selling good bonsai, so that people can enjoy bonsai more. It's unfortunate there are a lot of misinformation out there, and people insist that they are right, which is they're not wrong, but not quite right. So I think bonsai, to me, it's a higher calling for me. It's not much more than just a hobby. When in doubt, create a little mini sub apex, because that always adds interesting feature to it. Okay, one little more branch, I'm done. This branch shows on top, fills this hole in a sense that you want to hole everywhere, in a sense of avoid holes everywhere. But this branch is below, and there are two problems. One is that it's shaded by the top, so it will not grow healthy. And the second one is hiding this rock. When you look at it this way, you don't see the rock anymore. You see this branch, which is unnecessary. So what I'll do is I'll rather cut it here, let it shoot out to fill this hole. And now I have a much open design. Now what I'd like you to do, Kayla, is to tell me how you like this tree to look. Like right now, you can see more or less we're done. Let me just clean off a little bit. Well, you really have to show humility, respect for the tree in honor of what it has grown into, what it has accomplished. It's gone through a lot of struggling. So you do it with respect, and yet at the same time, you must get it your way, have it your way, which is a design that's suitable to your taste. Okay, now I want you to take a look at this tree. We cut it by micromanaging it to get to this stage, right? Tell me overall design, any changes you like to make? Just stand back at a distance and look at it to see what major change you want to make.
Well, I think maybe this part of the tree is coming out too far forward in front of the rock.
Yes.
So maybe if we can kind of grow the back or the side more, or maybe cut down a little bit in the front.
Yeah. So, for example, just for the heck of it, I will use this opportunity to show you the bottom of this tree. So I'm going to tilt this tree, and you take a picture of the bottom to show there's no hole. Can you help me lift it a little bit? Can you show there's no hole in the bottom? Okay. And now, the other thing that Kayla mentioned is that this tree is maybe going too far. Now, I also think the soil is getting a little low. That's all the soil there is for those two big trees. So in fact, just to show you how crazy I can be, how drastic action I am willing to take, I'm going to tilt this rock to get it off the pot. Okay, now what you do is that you watch me. Hold down the bottom, the pot. Hold the bottom of the pot down. Don't let me pull it up. Now you can see this tree is coming up. Right, I didn't pull hard enough to break the rock. Now stand back and look at it again.
Okay. Yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah, it doesn't stick out too far now.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Okay, now I'll go get some soil and start to stick it in today, later afterwards.
Okay.
And next time when you come back, the tree will be this way.
Okay.
And I think that the tree, everything will look more balanced. Although it tilts out a little bit far back.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that's your design, that's your tree. So the point about bonsai is that you constantly make incremental improvement. Just like you make incremental improvement in what you do, in the way you interact with people, the way you think, that's how you improve. And eventually over time, in this case, over the time of 25 years or so, it becomes a magnificent tree. How do you duplicate that? So I'm going to stick some soil underneath of it to prop up the tree, and we'll make it look more the way I like it. My granddaughter likes it. Today what I've done is that I work on this, my favorite bonsai that I gave to Kayla, my granddaughter, who is going to become a surgeon. And she will now learn how to take care of this tree and gradually make it her own. And you can see I finally tilted up a little bit to modify it to get it to the design that she likes. And that's how you make incremental improvement in life, as well as in bonsai, so that you gradually improve over time. Life is never static. I'm not sure what else I want to tell you, aside from encouraging you to get a bonsai from Bonsai Heirloom. Hey, I need business for one. Second one is you can get a head start at a bonsai that's done right, not something put together sloppy. I can't stand some of the tree that's out there. And then you have something to work with your children, to share with them your value system, and eventually become your heirloom, your legacy for them to remember you by. What I will do with this tree is that in 5 weeks, I'll show you how full it is. I will remove some of the branch leaves, and another 3 months from now, I'll show you what it will look like, and I'll prune it, well, maybe 6 months. I'll prune it one more time to improve the look one more time. Probably let Kayla do most of the work. With that in mind, I thank you very much for watching. Place an order, click like, don't forget, and work on a tree with your family. I think that's lovely. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Well, thank you very much for watching today's video. Subscribe to our channel and tell a friend. And most importantly, go to our website and sign up to become our VIP so that we can send you announcements of special considerations. Thank you very much. See you next week.